What a game we have in store for us this Saturday night between the Irish and the Springboks in Pool B. This game has got absolute knockout feel written all over it. Both coaches have named just absolutely stacked 15s despite big injuries at hooker to both sides. It's shaping up to be an absolute Rugby World Cup classic, and I simply cannot wait for it. It's probably the biggest game since the opening match of the tournament between France and the All Blacks. And I wouldn't be surprised if this tops that game for entertainment value. Both teams know how to entertain their fans, and both teams have absolutely huge numbers of travelling support at the Rugby World Cup. So look, I'm sure they'll clash and make some atmosphere this Saturday evening. As darkness descends on France and the Irish and the Boks supporters come out, I'm sure it'll be just a phenomenal experience for everyone attending, and it'll be phenomenal to watch on TV also. Anyway, let's get stuck into the team. So look, the Irish have named a really strong front row. Obviously, Dan Sheehan is not yet fit to start in the starting 15, and he's relegated to the bench. Look, for Irish fans, I guess they're just happy to see him even named on the team sheet, and not too fussed about him starting. Remember, this is only a group stage match. I mean, it's a huge match in terms of the context of sort of pride and confidence, but it doesn't mean an awful lot necessarily in terms of it's not a must win to get out the pool. So Porter, Kelleher and Furlong in the front row will take on Kitsoff, Mbiombi and Malherbe. Look, when it comes to scrum time, potentially some fans might favour the Boks. I mean, the Irish will definitely have something to say about that. I'd definitely say the Irish front row is a little bit more mobile, potentially have got more sort of match minutes in them. But yeah, absolutely fierce competition at that scrum time. And I won't want to be the referee because there'll be all sorts of dark arts being played and sort of teams trying to get one over each other, and it'll be a huge contest. So that'll be very interesting. Moving into the second rows, look, these are two of the most established second rows in the whole of world rugby. Byrne and Ryan against Etzebeth and Mostert. Look, you'd probably say Mostert and Ryan are potentially sort of playing second fiddle to Byrne and Etzebeth, despite being world class themselves. I feel like Ryan and Mostert don't really get enough credit, not near enough in comparison to Byrne and Etzebeth. So look, two incredible second row duos in which will be a fierce competition at the line out, and they've both got Mbiombi and Kelleher, who are quality line out darts. That'll be interesting to see who can nick what ball off of each other and who can retain possession. Moving into the back rows, Amani faces off against Khaleesi. Josh van der Fleer, the 2022 Player of the Year, faces off against the 2019 Player of the Year in Pieter-Steph du Toit. What a matchup that is. Caelan Doris takes on Jasper Wiese at number 8. Two absolutely huge number 8s. Doris potentially being given more credit in terms of being one of the best in the world. Wiese getting his opportunity with South Africa over the last couple of years based upon some really strong club form at Leicester. Josh van der Fleer against Pieter-Steph du Toit is just fascinating. Quite a size difference between the two of them. Van der Fleer is definitely considerably smaller, but when it comes to breakdown work, is there anyone better in the business? I'm not sure. The sheer work rate of Josh van der Fleer, the amount of carries, tackles and jackals that he gets through in a game is just astonishing. Pieter-Steph du Toit probably adds a little bit more than van der Fleer in terms of ball carrying. He's definitely the bigger of the two, and maybe adds a little bit more of a punch through the centre of defences. Omani and Khaleesi both offering that third line out jumper in the line out. Two incredibly good players. Khaleesi fighting off a horrific injury to come back for this World Cup, and he's the spiritual leader for that South African side. And likewise Omani, they're both sixes are really emotional characters and provide their team with a lot of energy. Omani just wears his heart on his sleeve completely and is huge for that Irish team, especially when it comes to leadership as well, being one of the most experienced. Moving into the back line, the fly half and scrum half partnership of Sexton and Jameson Gibson Park against Faf de Klerk and Manny Lebock. Look, you probably favour the sort of experience of Johnny Sexton at 10 over Manny Lebock, despite Manny Lebock having a really quite quality running game. JGP against Faf de Klerk is one hell of a contest. Jameson Gibson Park is his running game, likewise with de Klerk, is just phenomenal. Both nines can really box kick quite well. There's not an awful lot between them. You probably give the edge to Jameson Gibson Park in terms of how long he's been how many games he's played this year. He's probably a little bit more sort of match fit and conditioned to test match rugby. Faf de Klerk, he's a quality player. I mean, 2019 he was one of the best in the world. Slipped off a little bit after there, but has regained some quite nice form. Two incredible scrum halves anyway. Into the centres, I think there's only one centre partnership I'd rather have, and that is Aki and Ringrose. The two complement each other so well. Bundy Aki sat on 4 tries in 2 games, a real phenomenal centre who's in a rich vein of form at the minute. He's potentially overshadowed Ringrose slightly. I mean, it's always usually been the other way around, of Ringrose getting all the headlights and Bundy Aki putting in the sort of hard yards, but Aki's just shone of late. He's against Diolande and Jesse Kriel. Now these two were pivotal, probably more so Diolande in the 2019 campaign. I don't feel like Diolande's really hit the rich vein of form that he was in back then. Jesse Kriel has always been floating in and out of the Springbok starting team, with the preferred Lekan Yuam being not fit. So look, Jesse Kriel I feel is a player in which the Irish can really target defensively. I think if you give him some really tough decisions in terms of which player he picks, I'm not sure the South Africans would trust necessarily his judgment of defensive reads. So look, as much as Kriel's got electric pace, maybe at 13 is a little bit vulnerable to shooting out the line. We saw that against Scotland in one of the earlier games also. Moving into the back threes. Now these back threes are just utterly phenomenal. You've got the massive boot of James Lowe and the sort of tenacious running power against the agility and the stepping of Colby. That is just a phenomenal matchup. And then on the other wing, it's probably even harder to pick between the two of them. Mac Hansen against Arendse. Sort of 3 months ago, I'll be picking Arendse all day long. He's incredible footwork, but Hansen's just shot back into the international framework. And look, as I've previously said, I always saw him as sort of potentially a spare part in that Irish team. I thought, he's not too influential in the outcome of games, but he's been phenomenal. His kicking game's massively improved. His running game's been phenomenal. And two absolutely quality wingers. At fullback, Keenan against Willemse. Look, both incredibly good runners. Keenan probably the better of the two under the high ball. Willemse, that being said, has got absolutely unreal feet. Has the ability to play at 10, and if Lebok gets injured, you don't be surprised to see Willemse fill in at 10. So look, good versatility with the South African fullback, and Hugo Keenan just does what Ireland need from him, which is brilliant under the high ball, great evasive running, absolutely fearless in defence. Look, an absolutely quality player. In terms of the bench, the key matchups on there is Dan Sheehan returning for Ireland against Forey of South Africa, who really wouldn't have been expecting him to start if Malcolm Marx had been fit. You've got the prop battle coming off of the bench, which is going to be huge as the bomb squad arrives to dish out even more hell at scrum time. You've got Kilcoyne against Niche, and Finlay Beelum, I think you pronounce it, against Nakane. Look, that is just mouth-watering once again. These are two real top-level sort of replacement loose head and tight head props. Henderson and Klein are the second row replacements. Sorry, Henderson and RG Steinman are the big second row replacements. Absolutely huge men. Baird for Ireland in the back row, and Clean for South Africa. And then in terms of the backs, well, there's only one of them for the Springboks, and that is Ryan Ack, with the 22 jersey being filled up by Kwagga Smith and the 21 jersey being filled up by Van Staden. In terms of the Irish side, they've brought on the Conor Murray, who's in just phenomenal form, just playing some outrageous rugby, brilliant kicking game, and then Jack Crowley in the fly half jersey on the bench, with the last jersey in the Irish bench being filled by Robbie Henshaw. Now, the last time these two met, it was a 19-16 win to the Irish at home at the Aviva Stadium. It's shaping up to be just a phenomenal match. I simply cannot wait. Let me know what your score predictions are in the comment section down below. Will it be low scoring? Will it be high scoring? And who wins and by how much? Put it in the comment section so you can lock in your score, and then you can't change it, and we'll have a reflection upon the match afterwards. Now, in terms of the bookies, they've got South Africa as favourites. I don't see it personally. I mean, I do love the Irish and I love the way the Irish play, so I might be a little bit biased. And I know a lot of Irish watch the videos, which I'm very appreciative for. I do think the Irish will win by about 5 points. I reckon they'll win by about 5 points. I reckon the Boks will get a losing bonus point. And look, I've written off the Boks against the All Blacks, and then the Boks won by like 30 points. So look, anything can happen. I don't like picking against the Boks because they are a proud rugby nation and they are full of just incredible talent. So look, I'm backing the Irish in this game. It's going to be a phenomenal match, and yeah, it'll be an absolute spectacle. So hope you all enjoy the match, and yeah, thank you very much for watching.